There are kings remembered in stone, and there are kings remembered in legend. But what of the kings who were erased? The ones whose names were struck from history, whose kingdoms were swallowed by time. This is the story of King Valen, the Forgotten King. Deep beneath the ruined city of Eldoria, a tomb lay undisturbed for 1,000 years, until tonight. The stone coffin trembled. Dust swirled in the air as a crack split across its surface. Then, with an earth-shaking groan, the lid slid open. A hand, pale as moonlight, fingers long and clawed, emerged from the darkness. And then, he rose. Valen's golden eyes flickered open, burning with a fire that had not dimmed through centuries of slumber. His kingdom was gone, his people vanished, but his vengeance remained. The world above had changed. Kingdoms had risen and fallen, and in their place, a new empire ruled with an iron fist. But Valen's throne had not been claimed. It had been abandoned, cursed. The new rulers spoke of a legend, that whoever sat upon the forgotten throne would be swallowed by shadows, their soul devoured by the ghosts of the past. But legends, Valen thought, were only stories meant to keep cowards from the truth. He stepped forward, through the grand halls of his ruined castle, past the shattered stained glass that once bore his crest, and there, at the end of the long, crumbling chamber, stood his throne, waiting. Then someone said, "You should have stayed dead, brother." Valen turned sharply. The voice belonged to someone he once trusted more than life itself. His own blood, his younger brother, Cale, the one who had betrayed him, the one who had driven the dagger into his back. But Cale was dead, or at least he should have been. A figure stepped into the torchlight, eyes hollow, his body wrapped in ethereal chains. He was neither alive nor dead, cursed to wander the ruins of a kingdom he had stolen. "You were never meant to return," Kyle whispered. "The throne is not yours to take." The brothers clashed, their battle shaking the ruins of Eldoria. Shadows coiled around Valen's blade, his power growing with every strike. But Cale had spent 1,000 years bound to the darkness, and it had made him something more than human. For hours, the battle raged. The sky above twisted into a storm, the heavens themselves bearing witness to the return of the Forgotten King. And then, in one final strike, Valen drove his blade through the heart of his brother. Cale let out a final breath, his form dissolving into the wind, his curse lifted. Valen turned to the throne and sat. The earth trembled. The forgotten city began to breathe once more. And as Valen sat upon his throne, the shadows did not consume him. They bowed, for the Forgotten King had returned, and his reign had only just begun.